and we'll insert optional stops. Go ahead and process this. And so what we have now are all of the operations. Now, I'm going to switch over to GibbsCam for a minute, because what I really want to look at, let's look at first the threading cycle, op4. So let's bring up this G code, and we're going to search for operation 4. And as we take a look at this, notice the thread cycle output a can cycle. So it's running a nice can cycle. Next, operation 5 is the y-axis milling. And so if we go look at this, y-axis milling, well, it looks like it's starting at C0. And then it's calling a subprogram to do the actual milling. And it does that at C0. Next, it indexes to C60 and calls the subprogram, C120, and it goes right through all 6 faces. Let's go down to the bottom for the subprogram. And so here's the subprogram that's doing the y-axis milling. So let's go back up, and we'll take a look here. That's operation 3. Operation 6 is the C-axis milling. So operation 6, starting at C0, then we step into C-axis rotary milling. And again, it's calling a subprogram. And those are for the 3 Z steps. So let's go down to the bottom. It's calling subprogram number 3. And here is subprogram number 3. And if you look, you can see all of these operations kick into G2, and they're calling X, C, I, and J, depending on the post processor that you have for your machine. Now for the drilling operation, let's go back up. Here's the operation number 8 for drilling. And it starts at, looks like C390, but then it indexes around and goes through. And let's go take a look at this. C30, C60, etc. And it moves right around and does all of these holes. So the G code looks good. Next, let's go to plugins, and we're going to make reports. So we're going to make a setup report. The first one will be a part report. And it'll load up here in a second. So what it's done is it's given us all of this, and notice this is Microsoft Excel. So it's given all of us, given us all of the information necessary for this part. And because it's Microsoft Excel, you can modify this to the needs of your own business. Next, let's create a tool report. Now when it generates a tool report, at the bottom, because it's Microsoft Excel, sheet number 1 is the mill tool summary. And it tells us there are 4 tools and gives us icons and descriptions of each of those tools. At the bottom here, if we switch to sheet number 2, it gives us the lathe tooling information. So the turning tool icons, those informations for those tools, etc. And it gives us the programming information. And also, this is Microsoft Excel, and it can be customized. And then the last thing we want, the most important thing, is how long does it take to actually run this part based on the way we programmed it. So the software rewinds cut part render and runs it from the beginning so that it can make a brand new report. And again, it shows us on the first sheet, sheet 1, the mill operation summary. The mill operations require 24 minutes and 11 seconds. And so we can see all of these operations, starting condition, ending condition. Same here with the C-axis milling. Now let's go to sheet number 2 for the turning operations. 24 minutes and 11 seconds is the total amount of runtime for turning and milling operations. So we can see we've cut this at a surface feed of 150 mm. We can see all of these operations.